HAFIZ TV, unique every day.
I'm seeing big people in front of me now, so I'm jittery small. I'm jittery. You know, the microphone usually doesn't scare me, but this morning I'm a bit scared. But inshallah, I'll be fine. Nagam Baba Nina the Iya, so I'm sure I'm safe. I'll be protected. So thank you so much. I'm going to be your moderator. I'm excited to do that. I'm honored and privileged. This morning, I'm supposed to have this conversation with my big sisters. I think what I will have to do is to start off first by, let's hear the story. What do you do, right? What do you do? For which reason we should even listen to you in the first place? I think that is what we need to know. I may know, but many people here may not know that Haji Azaki dressed me 2 weeks or so ago and made me a model. So now I'm an international model. But Haji Azali, I'll start with you. Let's know what it is that you do first, and then I'll come to you as well. So let's start off from there.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello and good morning, everyone. So, Haji Zalia Kasim, like I was introduced, I'm a modest wear fashion designer. Now, to break it down a little bit, we now live in a world where many of my sisters, my aunties, my mothers are in the corporate world. And like our religion, there are ways that we are supposed to be dressed. So to kind of bridge the gap between having to wear a complete burqa to, a bank, for instance, and have issues with your employers, we have to kind of find a balance to fulfill your religious obligations and also not to go looking, unprofessional in the corporate world. So that's what we say. So in a nutshell, that's what I do. I'm a fashion designer.
Thank you so much, and I can actually attest to that. Thank you, Hajia. So when you have a beautiful clothes that you're wearing, then the cosmetics will come with it, isn't it, Hajia? Give me your story.
Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so ni abido translator is we said I translate in Turanchi. So with that, when I was coming here, mana tata bini taga billboard munima medamwi nachi zamwani program. Isa she's sitting there and then she wants to listen to me. Mana wataji Turanchi. Please, Sunana Fatima Bintazara. But nkakirani jado na baka kukti. Yankri, Sunana Kumar mi Sabulu. Nai Sabulu. Sabulu the nike na Sabulu daban-daban. As iyaye mu da muka tashi cikin Zongo. Nza ce entrepreneurship shine me mutum mai aikin hannun shi. And cikin Zongo ya fara. Cikin Zongo na ya fara da sabulu daban-daban. Ya fara da kaman su Azuma Blues. Ko iyaye na? Good. She sa mun zo ne muka doki abin kunan shi muka modernize shi muka yi shi kamar na turawa muka kai shi another level. Isa yankuri abin da nake yin kenan.
Now, listening to you, it sounds like you're doing the very simple things but presenting them on a complex scale. That's how I'm getting the sense. Tailoring, dressmaking is supposed to be normal in the ordinary sense. But here's a case, you're doing a certain type of tailoring, and I know you people don't like it when we call it tailoring, but it's still tailoring, but fashion designing. How do you differentiate between what happens ordinarily in the street corners, on tabletops, versus what you're doing now, which has got international acclaim? And I'll come to the soap. You're simply just doing sabulun kotokoli, but how come Wangan ana regarding Kushiho are rating she better than what we already know on the streets? I think I'll start with the Hajazelia.
Assalamu alaikum. Okay. So Jadona don't magana take shetache. Bata so ta sa rigan ta je kan red carpet a tambaye ta to ta fa inde Musa bakin gota ta fa Musa bakin gota. So that's just by the way. Now, there's a reason why sometimes aka yi doing key. Let's say these big designers from Pasties, Christy Brown and all, when they make an outfit, the first thing that people will say is, yeah, it come out already made. You know, because in our minds, there is a certain class that an outfit is supposed to have. And once it has that, so that's sort of the difference. From the lining between there, you stitches them, even the machine, and the arrangements of the designer. Yeah, got in coin chain. That's what we do. In coin chain, you can check coin chain. So you are working in the community. There is some kiosk in a corner somewhere with that one machine. The person can be really good, but because of the rates he charges or she charges now, they use inferior products. So from the cheap lining to, you know, these polyester threads, even the thread you use to stitch an outfit makes a difference. Now, there are people that also use the hand sewing machine. I'm not saying it's not good, but it makes you do shoddy work because you are using manpower. Don't get me wrong, there may be people that are doing excellent with them, but there's always a difference because there's a reason why technology move so, you know, so advanced in the sense that, come on, Riganda Nasa. In Kaduba Bakin Rigan, hem and when it, what I've used is hem tape. I did not stitch it. So if there's a dress hemmed with a machine, but then there's one that is used with, you know, the hem tape and now, it's seamless because there is no seam there. So all those things, you know, put together now, you know, puts you as, you know, apart from, you know, the coin chain tailor or seamstress. And sometimes one mistake that we make in our communities, there's a very big difference between a seamstress and a fashion designer. A seamstress is someone that a pattern has been made ready. So she just puts the two pieces together and stitches them. So she puts two seams together, and that's why you are a seamster or a seamstress. But a fashion designer will sketch or illustrate a design, you know, bring out some creativity from the mind. You have the illustration. Now you go to, you then move to cutting the fabric and then stitching, and that's when you have a seamstress. So when you come to my studio, I have a fashion designer that knows how to make patterns. I have seamstresses. I have tailors. So everybody plays a role. But then we found ourselves getting some seamstresses who managed to know how to cut. And that's when you will see a dress with a gaping neck or like a low-hanging cloth. Something is just always not right because that person is not a fashion designer, but a seamstress. So.
I think you've done the elaboration clear, and so it sets you out amongst what other people do. That is for you, fashion. How about you? Need then give my sisters and I just na chepo clear. Kumanasa na ibatun alata samina. What new thing are you doing? For which reason you should stand out? Technical, please help me with my microphone.
All right. So I started now further. I use kamon misali su alata samina nononi. Then I add value to it. But I'm somebody that kuluna nanduka na some new ideas, especially in the nawanka, uring ideas kizwa. So, and I didn't want to remain a local champion. Bonson Sauran Zama Zongo champion na kuwa. So night of year, and then Naje Kasanwaji first Garinda na Hausazone Dubai. Naje na Korea Kanaki in Sabulu. So I've been like a boy soaps in the Nikkei and Zueke different than that. That Sabulu that came Sabulu Duka that came and I use caustic soda and I use lye. And we have two different types of lye, most in Sabulu that came. We have sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. So that, yeah, muna ana indini. ana de yin shi de ne ana de mi mix de ne ba measurement because kowane sabulu da kake yi in lie ezo yi too much ka gan ka use anunka na fatan jiki anunka na fifitowa and all that so going abin da sa na je to another level even though wanda yayin muke yi na still na yi wannan kuma but ina so kai na wani level inda product na zai shiga koyi na meet standard kowane gari da zan yankai soaps na so ina kamar no na je garin ga na je na koya sabulu then na duba ko wani gari kuma I have a team that we travel together Nigerians ne but most of the time ni da su muna zuwa outside Ghana kamar misali I was in Morocco because Morocco kowa ya san su da kamar gyaran jiki and an zo kan social media muna gana Morocco 3-day whitening shine su clear da white in ka fara wanka da shi 3 days kai kamar baturiya which it doesn't exist ba wannan ba taba samu wannan mun je Morocco still mun yi class ba mu yada ba da dare mun fita muka shiga muna tambayar su me ke bari kake fari 2 days ba su da idea ma because I was even their translator so the colleagues in ba su ji French ba su ya su fita ma ban fita ba su bi da I was the one going and then asking the question it's kind of for the button po clear da abubuwan no this is some of the reasons why nike gan kama and most of the time in ka shiga cikin zangonin mu muke da wannan problem muna so within 1-3 days mu yi fari kamar akwai wani abin da mazan nan ku kuke masa mata na mu yi fari ku fi so mata falari so ya zama problem cikin community and I needed to do something different. I'm somebody that I don't follow the trend. I always want to do something that I've been the different. So now come on, no, I need to go to Singapore to go and live because I'm Korean 3 days whitening. So now no, you have to kuma Korean Gani. That's how na me suke sa cikin man suke fari which doesn't exist. Isa iyaye mu yan sai da mai 3 days whitening na kusa ne akasha kuke wanka da shi.
I see. So pure bleaching, Kenan. Thank you so much. We've been joined by our third panelist, Elijah Liu. Please pick the microphone and introduce yourself. Let my people know who you are. Yes, switch it on. Switch it on.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ali Muhammad, CEO of PLG Group Limited. We are into IT and products like that.
What is your journey, PLG?
Well, that's quite a tough one. Yeah, I actually started in the area in the Zongo Mamobi here. I started by selling all those electronic products, televisions, video deck, and things like that. But my journey actually began when I moved to start my journey into the mobile phone industry. I started going to 2 mobile phones. So I built upon it, and my company used to be in Pantcom Group Limited. When I started, I do a lot of different businesses, tried and failed among most of the businesses. But when I started PLG Group Limited, I started going to Lagos at least 3 times in a week. I only sleep once at home. So I used to go to Lagos. I live in Accra, for instance. In the evening, by morning, I will be in Lagos, do my purchase, take the next car. I'll get to Aflao around 12 midnight, cross the border. I'll be in Accra by 6 a.m., supply to my suppliers at Circle. By evening time, I'm taking my money, I'm moving back. That was my journey. So I always stay home on Sunday.
Wow, that must have been very tough.
Yeah. So that was.
But
So
today you become a big man, so it all paid off.
the journey has made me tough.
That's good.
Yeah. So through that journey, I used to run one shop. Used to be a supplier in Circle, supply mobile phone to most of the shops there. I now own a shop. And one thing I've seen is I've tried to, we started business by mistake, but we actually joined the journey and now started to understand business, because there's one particular major incident that hit me. That was my wake-up call. I lost about 300 mobile phones on the Benin-Seme border. I think maybe most will be familiar with it. So I traveled to go and bring goods. I came back with no phone. Everything was gone. So I have to start all over again. So at this stage that I actually see that I'm now in business. I used to be a one-man business and all that. And now, through reading and trying to learn a lot of things the hard way, I started building a team. And now that I have to understand about marketing, sales, HR, and all that, that was one of the major obstacles that I've faced. And I've seen that the reason why most of us, we business people, the small businesses, we always think small is, we started by hunger. So the hunger still remains in us. Instead of us to move and lift, but it's not entirely our problem, because you don't have anybody to look up to. You look at people's stories and you don't know how can I, do I need to, at what point do I need an accountant in my business? You don't know. At what point do I need to scale my business? You don't know. So these are some of the challenges that I think.
I think if we want to dwell on challenges, we may spend a whole day here discussing. What I want to do now, and we are going to conclude this discussion now, I'm going to ask you to speak to anyone who wants to be like you. What hurdles are there for them to maneuver, and what should they do? So an advice to young entrepreneurs, and I'm going to take a bite from all of you as we wrap up. What should be the guiding principle?
Well, I think the guiding principle for every young entrepreneur coming up is you have to know that the journey is tough. And I think you have to be a lifelong learner. That's how I'll put it. Because on the journey, there are a lot of things that happen along that maybe if you don't observe, you don't know where you have to twist and join. And moreover, we need to be persistent, not to join the get quick rich schemes and all those kind of stuff. So it's a journey. It's not a one-day journey. You have to pass through the mill and build gradually, and you can build something successful.
Thank you. Haja Zalia, let me hear your advice to young entrepreneurs and how they can be supported. Maybe you may even recruit some of them at your shop.
That's something I've actually been telling them, because amongst them there's a farmer, there's a juicer. So if you plant pineapples, the one who makes juice can get pineapples from you. I've been telling, yes. So for me, speaking from my journey, is to identify your target. It may be an idea you want to turn into, profit, but are there people willing to pay for that idea? It may be good for now, but mind you, it's going to take you at least 5 to 10 years to get PLG group. So identify your target. Give yourself achievable targets. Yes, we all want to be great, but don't start with that idea, wanting to be the biggest in the world. You are going to fail, because it's not attainable in the beginning. I was told something that I thought was a joke, but it's reality. You're going to spend at least 5 years before you see any profit. So make sure you have a plan B to fall back on. Find an exit plan.
5 years.
5 years, yeah.
That's scary.
You'll be lucky if you are breaking even. That's the reality. 9 to 5 is she made a post. 9 to 5, they are paying you to take your freedom. You have your own business, you have your freedom, but you'll be working 24/7. So it's up to you to have the passion and the tenacity to, push through, because the hard times will come. Now, if you are having like a group, friends, family, whatever, and they don't support you now, you are in the wrong circle. You cannot disown family, but know your circle. I was fortunate to get my friends to model for me and my friends' husbands to model for me. So always have people that are ready to support you, because you will need it. And don't forget, when you get up there, those you stepped on to get there. So it's a reality-based thing. And now I'm speaking to my young entrepreneurs. Like, believe in yourself, yes, but be practical. So that's the least I can say.
Thank you, Hajia. Let me hear from you too, Hajia.
All right, so entrepreneurship is not for the weak-hearted. Mbaki da karfi zuciya, baki ki zama mai aikin annunki. In kina da hypertension, baki ki zama entrepreneur. BP ciwon hawan jini, baki ki zama entrepreneur. And if you are starting a business, in zaki fara kowane business, in zaki fara ko sobo, ko akutu zaki brand kanki da kyau. And in kina tama maybe, abi na sun see, family na sun see, you are not into business. Sun je wani wuri su see, suka zo wurin ki sun see shi bashi. And you don't miss business with pleasure. Umman ki tazo ki dama fuskan ki karbi kudin ki. Brother ki zo ki mashi irin ki karbi kudin ki. Because at the end of the day, in kika zo kika feel so miki siya. Ni na ce zan koro story na ba karewa yau. So I became like this because of the experience da na samu cikin fara aikin kanka. Aikin kanka in ka fara kana da freedom kanka. Amma ka sani ka ta zuwa hospital kowane lokaci. Zaka ka lose wani kudi, ka yi the whole day baka so ma kai magana da komi. Ka samu mood swing da muke shigowa wani mutumi na wai ina so ya call na ma saboda mood swing sometimes ina so ya call na ina nan ga bani ku yi hankuri ina taba maybe swing wani mood na wani nan ga ku yi hankuri. And again in kuna da mutane ajiye ta wani magana da suka help nka, because you can't do it alone. Ka need mutane da support, and ni dakin ga ina da mutane da suka kama ni sosai, and Abdulhamid right there is one of them. And again ku yi hankuri ba kai ka tashi gaba da yana ka shuka abu gobe ka fara samun fruitin shi, ya take time. She ka gama da sinanne hankuri ki sake sunan ki da hankuri, ba ka ba ki zama mai aikin hannunta. Isa duka shi ne hankuri da consistency. Kullum kika tashi ki make sure kamar kin push kanki. Kowa bai pushing ki manta zango an baki fansa karya ne. Kika feel ba fe bottom of him.
Thank you so much. So that's Hajia Fatima Hassan, CEO of Jador. Also Hajia Zalia Kasim, founder and creative director of Zaki. And of course, Aliu Mohammed, CEO of PLJ Group. My name is Umaru Sandamado. Mungo Desose, thank you so much.
HAFIZ TV, unique every day.